All right, welcome on into Between the Whistles Detroit. I'm your host, Joe Chapp, and today we will be talking about something that came a rise kind of in the Elliot Friedman 32 Thoughts podcast, where he was talking about Alex DeBrincat. And if you know who Alex DeBrincat is a player from the Ottawa Senators who is not happy with his current situation, and he's asked to be traded or he's going to be moved because of cap considerations. It is a no-brainer for the Detroit Red Wings to go after Alex DeBrincat, and I'm gonna lay some reasons why. In Chicago, he was up for the Lady Byng Trophy. I think he finished top 10 like three different times. He's a perennial 20-plus goal scorer, including the only year that he didn't was the COVID year. So obviously you understand where he's coming from that point of angle. But I think that with the way that Coach Alone coaches and the way that they kind of preach defensive hockey, I think that Alex DeBrincat could get back to his defensive ways. I feel his last year with Ottawa was one of his worst defensive years as a pro. I think that with Coach Alone, that could really help him out a lot. I think with Coach Alone's defensive philosophy, the way that they're structured, I think that it could help out not only Alex DeBrincat become a better player than he was in Ottawa, because I really don't think he felt he went to his full potential in Ottawa. But when you look at the fact of the matter, like Alex DeBrincat would be a total game changer for the Detroit Red Wings in every step of every step. I mean, he's going to be a goal scorer. He could play defensive hockey. This is a total win for the Detroit Red Wings if they're able to pull it off. And they got the capital to pull it off in the future years. Obviously, we know Ottawa traded for Jacob Chychrun. They gave up a lot of future capital. So maybe Steve Yzerplan pulls it back and says, listen, I know we're division foes. I know that we'll be kind of going at each other in a year or two. But you need the capital, and we can give you the capital. And I look at the Alex DeBrincat, and I look at it and I go, wow. Like, if they were able to pull it off, it would be one of the better trades that Stevie Y. It would be the first trade that we go, wow, Stevie Y has arrived. And I feel like there's opportunity to strike. I feel like the opportunity to get a great player who wants to be here, who's from the area, it's here. And I think that if Stevie Y could pull this off, it will catapult this rebuild into another kind of equation where you're allowing yourself to, you're going to build this thing up with the prospects that you have. You give up some future capital. Maybe you give up a prospect or two to Ottawa to sweeten the pot. But there's no doubt that the Detroit Red Wings have the ability to make this trade and make this happen. It's a responsible trade that would help the Detroit Red Wings. And we've talked about it before on the Red Alert podcast, which I do with Cindy Berry. And we're going to do a new episode probably next week. But we've talked about it. One of the things that Dylan Larkin has never had is a legitimate winger. And if you can pair him up with Alex DeBrincat, you have finally found that legitimate winger that Larkin really needs. Thank you for watching. If you want to trade for Alex DeBrincat, drop it below. We will listen to your comments and we'll kind of preview them in the next video. So, do you want Alex DeBrincat? We'll see.